Shalom. Before we get started, I'm going to give all honor, all glory, and all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and Kabadash. Give honors to Apostle Craig Millstone, who will. And shalom to you, bishops and elders and brothers, these camps, preaching and by the living sacrifice for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. To you, I say shalom. Also, say shalom to you, to all you men, women, and children, the numeral 1/3. We're out there coming back to the fold in last days and times. My name is Yerah Abad. Coming to you another sit-down lesson. And Lord willing is edifying and straight to the point to you Akim and Aqua who are listening. And today's lesson, the title reads, Esau's a new nigga of the earth, obnoxiously loud and untrustworthy. Esau's a new nigga of the earth, obnoxiously loud and untrustworthy. And why did I bring the title? Because look at what he's doing around the whole earth. He's literally doing what he always been doing since the beginning of his inception of his red ass. Landed over here in Ashereth, right? AKA Babylon the Great, AKA what you would call it, this shithole is called America. So, Stocky Buzz, you guys wondering if I'm cracking, drinking that fizzy water. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little bit under the weather, so it cures my throat. You know what I mean? Bubbly water. Anyway, so the reason why I come out with the title, because it's very befitting of the times that we're living in. It really speaks to Esau's nature and how he has been conducting himself, like I said, actually on the earth. He does what he always does. He rapes, he pillages, he plunders. You know what I mean? He's an economic hitman. You know what I mean? And he just basically a nuisance to everybody's well-being. I have an open precept of Psalms 7:4. Bring it out. Stop. Look. And it says, seven. Let me see. I think 7. Oh, yeah, sorry. 7:9. Psalm 7:9. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, or the righteous power trieth the hearts and reigns. Let me read NLT. It says, Psalm 7:9, and the evil of those who are wicked, and defend the righteous. For you look deep within the mind and heart, O righteous power. And that's who we wish to come to an end, is the wicked. Because if we were to endure Nero 47's wickedness, no flesh will be saved here on earth. You know what I mean? And it's like it. He actually might be the one that catapulted us into WW3. You know what I mean? Through his actions. By storming Venezuela, bombing Iran, stealing oil out of Syria. Basically, colonization and illegal occupation of the 4 corners of earth is what this guy is known for. You know what I mean? So he's now a new nigga. You know what I mean? Babylon, right, which is America, is no longer, we call it the beacon of hope and light in this earth. Is actually now considered the biggest pirates, right, of the earth, right? So, let me bring out this next precept. Give me 1 second, Israel. Yes. Okay, we go to this one. This is Isaiah 14:10. All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou as become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And that's what the nations are saying. You know what I mean? Collectively, that since the United States, what do you call it? Since Nero has gotten into office, we call it that literally he has became weak. You know what I'm saying? He became desperate because right now the United States economy was about to collapse prior for him going into Venezuela, right? The oil reserves are tapped out, you know, through the mismanagement of the reserves, oil reserves for war in case of emergency war. The bombs have been tapped out, all but sent by Ukraine. So there's just a lot of mismanagement of banking and funds and resources here in Babylon that they ran out. You know what I mean? And they know Babylon knows collectively. You know, so the Edomites know collectively that that they have to go to World War III to sustain the military industrial complex money, right? And to get and rip people off. You know from this the so-called war that's coming, which is not so-called World War III is coming. So the thing is, what do you call it? They need to stockpile as much resources or steal as much resources as possible. That's the whole reason why they're going around all these Latin countries and taking their shit because Esau doesn't have anything. Esau doesn't have a leg to stand on. He doesn't have no money. He doesn't have no gold. He doesn't have no oil. He doesn't have no important minerals in order to make shit like electronics, and computer chips, and bombs, and because guns and all, you know what I mean. You gotta have you gotta have precious earth metals and materials in order to make all this shit. And he don't got it. America don't got it. The only thing America has, we call it, it's just a bunch of credit that it's asked cash. You know what I mean? And and the Lord is gonna pay Babylon back in kind. You know what I mean? So what do you call and the Lord is actually gonna make sure that it keeps His promise to the nation of Israel and see forever that it will use Esau Edom, to magnify the Lord's glory and power throughout the whole earth. Because by bringing down Esau Edom, these nations during World War III, the whole earth is gonna remember what the Lord did in Egypt, and now it's gonna be a second Exodus out of Babylon. In effect, they pull that up, right? Give me a second, Israel. Give me 1 second, Israel. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. That wasn't it. Oh, okay. That's it. 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 Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay, so it's Exodus 9:16, and in very deed of this I raised thee up for to show thee my power, that my name may be declared throughout the whole earth. Yeah, this is happening back in Exodus, right? That's the reason why the Lord brought us out of the nation, out of Egypt, right? He's gonna do that again, part 2. It's gonna be Egypt, Exodus, Egypt, part 2, here in Babylon. And what do you call it? That's the reason why he's doing it, is because he wants to keep, keep two reasons why the Lord is gonna help us leave Babylon, is to keep his promise to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that he may bring salvation to the seed of Israel, to the nation of Israel, right? And also to magnify his power to the whole earth. Secondly, to show the heathens that when you live unrighteously upon the earth, and you go up against Yahweh Shai and his people, he will rain judgment on you without mercy. And that's the reason why what he called the Lord is doing what he's doing, because this place has lost respect, has lost fear. You know what I mean? Has lost reverence for Yahweh Shai. And Lord is going to teach you what he called what's like to be disrespectful to Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? Especially Esau Edom. You know, he just became a new nigger. You know what I'm saying? He's always projected. He called his bullshit onto us. You know what I mean? His thievery, his dishonesty. You know, his bad dealings, business dealings. You know, his ill-gotten gain. You know, through deception. It's all coming to a head. You know what I mean? And it's all being displayed on the internet for the whole world to see, right? And the Lord hates that. In fact, this is Jeremiah 50:1. The word of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, spake against Babylon, against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Murdoch is broken to pieces. Her idols are confounded, her images are broken to pieces. Yes, because the Lord is tired of Babylon. He's tired of the bullshit. You know what I mean? When he call that every day you wake up, you hear something new about you Babylonians, and how you get down, and how you basically forward your nasty ass philosophy on the four corners of earth. You know what I mean? The only language Babylon knows, you know what I mean, is violence and death. You know, and thievery, because you can't compromise. What do you call it, with her, because she's unreasonable. You can't try to come in agreement, because their business practices are known for them break trees. You know, so there literally is no way of dealing with Babylon. You know what I mean? Is Jeremiah 50:3, for out of the north cometh up a nation against her, right, which is Russia. You know what I mean? And all the allies that are going to be joined under Gog and Magog, right? You come up against her, right? We call it, it's going to put nuclear fire in her ass. And Lord's will, we survive and we make it to the very end to see that. Jeremiah 50:3, for out of the north cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both men and beasts. That's right. Because in fact, let me go to NLT. Jeremiah 50:3, for a nation will attack her from the north, which is Russia, and bring such destruction that no one will live there again. Everything will be gone, but people, animals will flee. That's right, because the Lord's going to wipe this place off the face of the earth. The Lord's going to take what we call 5,000 square miles, you know what I mean, of this land of Ashereth, and literally it's going to wipe it off the face of the earth, right? Let me get a precept on that one. Y'all know where I'm going with this. You know what I mean? It's all milk scripture. I'm just going to milk scriptures. You know what I mean? And nothing too fancy. You know what I'm saying? It's Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, are upon the sinful kingdom. I will destroy off the face of the earth. That's right. So basically, the Lord, what do you call it, just made it plain upon tables. You know, that we were to write this as a plain upon tables, you know, and give it to you, children of Israel. And the Lord is bringing judgment to Babylon. You know, and you niggas over here over bullshitting, you know, discussing, you know, and debating about the name, debating about, you know, if we're Israelites, you know, who are the chosen, who's salvation for. And yet, World War III is cracking off right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, Trump wants to invade, you know, other places in Latin America to, you know, to take their shit. You know what I mean? And niggas are debating what do you call if we're Israelites or not. You know what I mean? And, you know, debate about MOTV, but yet Elon Musk made an announcement that he wants to start, you know, implementing the MOTV, you know, what do you call this year, or, you know, sometime this year. So what do you call we're at the end of this, you know, and whether you believe or don't believe, you Israelites out there, you know what I'm saying, that's on you, because, you know, when the shit really cracks off, JT is really going, you know what I'm saying, not that I'm not going now, but when it really cracks off, you know what I'm saying, and there's, you know, pandemonium in the streets, it's fucking purge out the streets, you know what I mean, then you're gonna face that without the hedge and covering of Yahweh Shai. I quoted that from Eli Yashawamba, you know, at GMS House Camp. That's what he said. He said, you Jakes out there are gonna be without covering, and that's the worst of the worst. And you'd be left behind, you know, to eat a missile to boot. Let me continue. Amos 9:8, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord. I'm going to jump down to verse 10, Amos 9:10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, evil should not overtake us nor prevent us. Yeah, so that's that pride. What do you call it? That our people and also Esau Edom share. You know, that nothing will ever happen in America. That America can't get touched, can't get bombed, can't get invaded. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cancer in there, right? But with no sheer clear evidence and no sheer clear idea, you know, that the Lord will not let Esau Edom fucking fuck you people up. And in fact, I went down, this place got invaded. You know what I'm saying? You know, because this would be a perfect time. You know what I'm saying? You know, though everybody's home and no one's working. But I mean, everybody's scared. You know what I'm saying? What do you call it? And besides, America is no longer the land of free and home of the brave. It's literally, what do you call land of the sheep, home of the slave. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And how I know this is because every time there's a mass shooting, people run. You know, and this is supposed to be a gun-toting nation. Yeah, every time there's a mass shooting, everybody runs with those guns. You know what I mean? You know, only a few stand their ground and actually do something. You know, but the majority of people are docile. What do you call it? The most they'll do is riot. You know, the most, you know what I mean? Most they'll do is protest. You know, and even then, it's weak. You know what I'm saying? No one's believing that bullshit. You know. Yeah, America's finished because it's fight. It's fight. What do you call it? It's been taken out of it. You know, whether it be by Kim, the fight. Yeah, the war has been taken out of Babylon. Whether it be basically, whether it be by chemtrails, whether it be by GMO foods, whether it be by fluoride water, whether it be, just demasculation of the man through media, you know what I mean? And uplifting of the woman, you know what I mean? So this nation is everything but stoic. This nation has everything but warriors. Now, of course, there are a few mighty men within these nations, within Babylon, but very few. Not enough to win a war. You know what I mean? And these youngsters, we call it, they already hear about World War III. They're already hearing about rumors about a draft. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to pick up arms like our forefathers did. You know what I'm saying? When they went to war for Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Um, they don't have it. They don't have that warriors. A lot of people do naturally, but who in the hell doesn't want to pick up a gun to go fight for Nero when knowing damn well he don't give two shits about the people he governs. You know what I mean? He'll sacrifice his own mama. What he call it in a war, fucking just so he can keep his riches, his mammon, and keep his position of power without being prosecuted. Him and Benjamin not a Jew. You know what I'm saying? His handler. These guys don't give a fuck about human lives. They don't give a fuck about what we call it, the state of their people. All they care about is mammon, and they care about power. And so that's why what do you call it? They're not going to stop until until the Lord comes back, or the physically taken out by their own people. Like Julius Caesar type shit. You know what I mean? Jeremiah 50:2, declare among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish, conceal not, say Babylon taken. Yeah, the pieces. I read that. Slug. I read that. Okay. So let me jump to verse 9. Jeremiah 50:9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set up themselves an array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as the mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Those mighty arrows are missiles. You know what I'm saying? And once they're shot off, they're not going to return. Because basically, what do you call it? The beast is going to hate the whore, along with Magog. You know what I mean? And its companions. They're all gonna hate the whore. They're all gonna shoot missiles on the whore, because what do you call it? She can't be controlled. She's uncontrollable. She's out there doing the most. You know what I'm saying? First she made all these backwards dealings, and now she's recanting those dealings, taking them back. Now she's reneging. And now she's like, okay, now she's trying to rob the whole house. After she slept with the whole house, she wants to rob them in their underwear. And I guess, the rest of the house just pulled out some missiles and some guns, saying, okay, try to rob us now. Just saying, because we're not those little backwards countries that not backwards countries, slut. We're not those countries of old to where our economy was ruined, our military was ruined. You know what I'm saying? And everybody had second-class weapons. Now China, Russia, Iran, India, these BRICS nations, they got some heavy shit. I mean, they got drones, they got hypersonic missiles. You know what I mean? Iran came out the Fox 2. Russia got Brezhnev and the what do you call it, and the S-500. China has I think it's called the China 61 or the Fang Cheng 61. You know what I mean? Which is one nuclear rocket with 61 warheads. Fucking dope. I mean, BRICS got their shit, on point. But unfortunately, Babylon don't got like that. You know what I'm saying? Babylon's technology is way behind. You know what I'm saying? And there's no way they can compete. Because they're floating caskets, which are they're super carriers. a couple of hypersonics, things are gonna be blown out the water. You know what I'm saying? And they know this. And Jeremiah 50:10, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. It's right, because Chaldea, right? These magi's, of Babylon. The American has spoiled a lot of countries in this place, on this earth, and they're gonna be hella happy when the Lord lets Magog, Moab, Ishmael, those other brick nations to get their get back. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's itching. The Carmanians, Iran. Because you remember when what do you call it? Back in the Obama administration, he bombed Soleimani. And Iran hasn't forgot about that. You know what I mean? You best believe that the large countries that Babylon has done, Iraq, Iran, hell, the list goes on and on of what they've done to these nations and to their slaves, what they did to us, so-called Negro, Latino Americans. We call it, they showed us no quarter. They showed us no mercy. So what do you call in biblical law, let me bring it out. You reap what you sow. Real quick. Right, there's Galatians 6 and 7. You have to see the Most High is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That's right, because what you do comes back to you, especially if you're sowing, strife and confusion and contention and sorrow and death, and pain. What do you call it? That's just what you reap, what you get. You know what I'm saying? It's very, that's one thing that Esau Edom has never understood, that he thinks that he's above the laws of the Heavenly Father, that there's no get back on his actions. There's no recourse on his actions, and the Lord is not with that. You have to take responsibility for your actions. You know what I'm saying? You can't just run amok up in the earth, you know what I'm saying, and thinking that the Lord is with that. You know what I mean? But besides, this is Yahweh Shai's earth. We're just renters. We're not the owners. like the title says, Esau's a new nigga, loud, obnoxious, and untrustworthy. Huh? Jeremiah 50:11, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of my heritage, right? And who the Lord's heritage? So-called Negroes, Latino Americans, we have Lord's heritage. Esau destroyed it big time. I mean, he was, of course, Ishmael, Moab, and all the other nations had a hand in it. But the small hats, Amalek, the chief priest, the chief king of Esau Edom, and you guys are the biggest contributors of downfall of nation of Israel. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If not all the financiers, because ye are grown fat as heifers, as grass, the bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall not be a wilderness, a dry land desert. Jeremiah 50:13, because the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Woo! So basically, the Lord is saying that pretty soon Babylon is going to be an uninhabited country to live in, because it'll be radiated off the face of the earth with thermonuclear missiles. You know what I mean? And even a beast, every river, every hill, every mountain, every tree, every beast, every that walks in the earth or fowl in the air or fish in the ocean or fish in the rivers, from sea to shining sea is gonna be leveled and be nuked and gone. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right there. It's gonna be a part 2. Later on, Lord willing. Because right now I have to go to work. Go to the plantation. So we call it part 2 for tomorrow, or later on tonight, with Will. My name is Rabad. I'm going to sign off. Before I go, we give all honor and all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem Kamadash. Give honors the Apostle Great Millstone, who well, and Shalom, take bishops, brothers, who in these camps, preaching, making body, never sacrifice for Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. Right? No more mess with edifying. Next time, say Shalom, America, wa, abba.